Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss this. We're starting to know our unconfirmed pool play teams for the first major CWL event of the new Call of Duty World League season. There's been some major fails by a couple teams that were right on that bubble.
Yeah. Some
huge losses for teams that were in the unconfirmed spot, but now have fallen out due to how they performed in the 2K. And Maven and I are going to try to provide you with every single update you need to know.
Yeah, and a big reason why we're saying unconfirmed is, even though we've done the math and we feel pretty good about it, it's just more, these are technically the teams that will receive invites to pool play. Yeah. That's the way it'll always be worded. Usually they don't turn down an invite to pool play, but you never know. So unconfirmed for now, but let's talk about a little bit the teams that needed to kind of go big, kind of recap from yesterday for the video. So the ones that were on the outside looking in that had to clutch up to get into that top 10 in North America, FaZe, United, Evil Geniuses, and Echo Fox, I think would be the big four. Yes, yeah. There were some other teams, but those were, I think, the big ones for me and you kind of heading into.
Yeah. No, 100%. And those were teams that people expected to probably not have this tough of a road to get into pools, but that's what happens, and there's so much competition in these early 2Ks. I mean, basically, half the teams wind up clutching up, the other half really fail. Right out the gate, FaZe's struggles continue. Another top 32. They are not in pools at a major Call of Duty event for the first time since 2013.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how to feel about this. And I've seen a lot of people arguing about it on Reddit, on Twitter, because when you look at it, we mentioned this yesterday a little bit, but when you screw up in the first 2K, they've had really, really hard matchups at top 32, right? They ultimately end up losing to EG, and from what I've seen, at least on Twitter, and Ake's talking about it, it was one of the most insane series he's played on World War II yet. Hopefully he's been the VOD of today. Please, Patrick Price, I'd love to watch that. They come back from down 5-0 in a search, I believe. The first hard point's like 5 or so points, so they've had a really, really sweaty, insane series to get in. But the fact is, they're not going to be in. But on the other side of that, when you look at the teams that kind of did clutch up, I think the one that really stands out, I guess, would have to be United. Last week they lose in the game 5 to LG to get top 16 again. Yep. They're not looking that good, and the United fight in. It looks like we should be seeing them in pool.
And they're still alive now. The new 2K format now plays out quarterfinals, semifinals, and grand finals on Monday. So we still know United are still alive in this 2K. A little bit later in the video, we'll cover those matchups really briefly just to go through. But to keep things going, we mentioned, Echo Fox being one of those teams right on that bubble, and
well, they're kind of on the short end of it because it's going to be them or United in a way, right? Whoever won that matchup was going to be the thing that kind of ultimately decided it. But I think the other way to sort of look at this is, yes, you had teams that had to clutch up, but in a similar fashion, you had teams that sort of had to falter. And the two teams that were, in the top 10 and ultimately fell out of it.
In the unofficial top 10.
Yes, the unofficial top 10 from yesterday, which we kind of talked about it, were, you had Rocket and then Nagafin's team.
Yep.
Were the two that ended up faltering. I know you followed, I think, what happened to Nagafin's team, which was a bit of a surprise, but I didn't even know who beat Rocket. It happened so early, I'm not even sure who did it.
No, Nagafin's team loses to Killa's team, which, ironically enough, was almost like, it was almost like a suicide, basically, because Killa's team winds up not making it into pools as well. So Killa's team, who takes down a tough matchup against Naga's team, winds up still not even making it into pools. And then you add in that Naga's team, who was right on that bubble. In the unofficial leaderboards, was in the dead last spot to get a pool play spot. They wound up falling out too.
And the reason, yesterday we were hyping this up so much and how crazy it was going to be is, like you said, I think it was 100, 200 points, pro points that were separating teams like Nagafin and versus Evil Geniuses. EG, another team that ends up, I guess they were so close that we sort of expected them to make it in, but that FaZe series ends up being the real test. That's the big difference.
It's simple. Nagafen needs me. Get me on the team.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Yeah, probably not our best thing in any means for Nagafen. But no, so he's going to have a rough road with pools. I mean, one of many teams. I've got a quick little list here that I just want to kind of go through of teams that we're now expecting to be in open bracket. Again, not confirmed. This is Maven and I just do our little research here in our apartment. We are not league ops, anything like that.
Thank God.
But yeah, no, that would be terrible. We touched on Rocket and Naga's team, right? Allegiance, which is like Spoof and that crew, just falling right outside the mark. Rogue, which we haven't talked too much about, but another pretty formidable organization that won't be making it into the pool play spot. FaZe, as we touched on. One team we haven't talked a lot about at all this week is Era Eternity. Era rallied Dito and crew, not making it on through, so that's a rough L to hold for them, as they're in a pretty stacked open bracket.
And I think we touched a little bit yesterday about how, and I know we haven't been to LAN yet, but how well some of the S&D guys coming over have done. I think Rallied was on that list of really, really strong players we expected big things from, and I mean, at least so far, they're struggling. But I didn't expect them to be a pool play personally. So.
No. And there's more. Next threat, obviously, Censor's team.
I haven't seen them play it.
I think that says a lot about how they've been doing so far. Killa's team, Stay Pure, which is Sharp's team. In the first 2K, they kind of went on a little bit of a noticeable run, but then it seems like they weren't able to kind of break through like TK did.
I believe they were 3-0 by LG, I think, yesterday. I think I saw Slack tweet about that. I mean, that's going to be a very tough matchup.
Top 2 team right now. Amity, which is Diabolic, Happy, Mosh, and Remy. Lethal Gaming, which is like Major Maniac and that crew of Search and Destroy stars. Echo Fox, again, that we touched on. Orgless, which is Colchan, Saint Nihil, and Too Quick. And the big one for me is Team Canada. Goonjar, Proto, Exotic, and Royalty, which a lot of people have been saying have been performing pretty well, just not making the mark for the unofficial pool play spots.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be a tough one certainly. You think for 100%. Online play, just the fact that they're in Canada, I'm sure that's a real battle.
Yeah, no, they're on the struggle there. So that is a ridiculous open bracket when you've got some of the names that are involved in there, like Proofy, Zuma, Attach, Replays, Sharp, Neslo, Goonjar, Royalty. I mean, it's going to be stupid. It's actually going to be stupid.
It really is. And we'll kind of break them down more. Obviously, I forget what time it's going to go up, but it's public as far as we're going to have the pool draw show on Wednesday. So we'll be able to talk a little bit more about that. But before we start really diving into talking about Dallas, I guess we can talk about the 8 teams that are remaining for the 2K, and that's going to wrap up tonight. So what are our 4
That's
matchups?
in North America.
Yes, North America. So we have Rise versus Optic, United versus Enigma 6, Ground Zero versus TK, and LG versus Ghost.
And remember now, while today's cutoff has happened for pro points for Dallas, the 2K still counts. So pro point matches today that players play don't count, but the 2K does. So what if United wins? Well, right now they might be, just in that last 10th spot for the unofficial pools, but a 2K win could give them a higher seed, could give them a better position to be in these potential Dallas pools when they get announced.
I'm not even sure how much stock I put in. Like, since we haven't seen these teams put on LAN yet, and since there's so many surprises, like, does it really matter if you're going to be in pool 1 or pool 4? It's gonna be a bit of luck.
I think it's going to matter if you're not an Optics pool.
That's true. That's true. I mean, them and LG have been them LG and TK have been the true constants. Yeah. I guess of those 8 teams, do you see another Optic LG final, or do you think I don't know, United might be able to make a splash?
With the way the bracket's looking, I would assume so. I think a team that I'd love to see, like the matchup I'm really excited for, is the Ground Zero versus TK match, because Ground Zero, if you don't know, is Parasite, Pharaoh, Blastful, and Study, who have made it into the unofficial pool spot. We haven't touched on them much. Versus TK. I mean, talk about a matchup of 2 teams that have been more the 2 impressive teams in the online 2Ks. That's now, what, the 3rd straight top 8 for Parasite's team, and TK trying to go for another top 4. This is a matchup that I hope someone streams or at least has VOD of, so we can go ahead and watch that back.
I think what's really crazy about this, now we're going to list off sort of the unconfirmed 10 teams from North America. I think what's really crazy, you and I were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
If I had not seen a single second of World War II played by any of these teams, I'm confident I could have called close to 9 out of 10 of these. And you saw Clayster, last time he went on a bit of a rant regarding online play, how difficult it is and stressful, and I get that. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But I don't really have a problem at all with how the top 10 broke down, at least for North America. I mean, so do you have them in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, it's
unofficial again.
Unofficial, yeah. Optic Gaming, as expected, in that 1 spot. LG in that 2 spot. TK in that 3 spot. That's just been how the 2Ks have been. We know that's been the storyline up to this point.
And the rest can shuffle, obviously, just depending on how tonight goes.
Yeah. E6 on there, which, I mean, T6. I didn't think they were going anywhere.
They were top 8 in North America the entirety of last year.
Yeah, yes, they made changes, but
not surprised at all.
Yeah. Ghost Gaming, again, a team that made a couple nice little runs and some noise in the later half of last year, especially in like stage 2. They wind up making it on through with how they've been boot camping and stuff at their team house.
Top 8 last year, kept their entire squad together, have been grinding, putting in work. No shock.
Ground Zero, the Parasite Blastful Pharaoh study team. I think that they made the decision at the right time to, change up that 4th, pick up study, and I think so far it's been working out well for them.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick maybe one team that I could have, I guess, called wrong, that could be it. Yeah. Just because some untested
for like
young
a phase
guys,
team or something like that.
Yeah, or maybe Echo Fox, but Parasite you never sure what to expect. You saw the team almost implode a couple weeks ago. I think that's probably the one. Well, I guess them and TK, maybe ahead of time I probably would have got wrong.
Yeah, no, for sure. TK absolutely has to be mentioned when they haven't been in a full place since 2016.
Well, Orlando 2016, I think. Yeah.
Next up is Rise Nation with TJ on the team. They're looking pretty solid. They've got a big match versus Optic tonight. I think we'll be able to see exactly, how strong they are against the best team in the world, and Optic Gaming can at least try to put up a fight there.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that team just because I called them to get top 4 champs last year. They pulled it off, and I think Facento was he was very make or break for that team last year. MVP at Vegas, and kind of just all over the rest of the year. TJ, we've had really high expectations. So
the goal with him is that consistency and respawn, and even better in Search and Destroy. So we'll see how that works out. Team Envious, who we're sitting pretty in the top half of your unconfirmed pools.
They were kind of 4th yesterday,
and now they were on the verge of like one more matchup going a different way, and they would have just completely flung on out.
I think what was fortunate for them, and again I know it's online, but how consistent the top 8 teams sort of have been actually in the 2K. The fact there wasn't some really surprising team outside of United sort of saved them, right?
Yeah.
If there were some other teams that made a deep run, maybe they were screwed. But actually, as much as Slasher will complain, the consistency of online play is while they're actually going to now be in pool play.
No, it's actually a quick way to put it. It's crazy how it worked out for them. They barely make it on through. EG and E United being the last 2. Both of those teams really get their breakthrough this week to be able to get on in. So
I think EG is a good story too, because I know as soon as we read that roster off months and months ago, before it was confirmed and we heard it, we had some concerns there. I think they would be a top 8 team in North America. Yes, I did. But I also was a little bit fearful just because the personalities on the team, the roles on the team. But they've clutched up when it's mattered. So.
They have. And that's a lot of information to be thrown at you. A lot still going on. 2K tonight.
Jackson made great graphics for you all to break it down.
No, I actually won't at all.
We don't have any time. We're heading straight to work. What time is it?
We woke up 30 minutes early to record this today. We love you all. Thanks for the love on yesterday's video. 1,500 plus likes, 20,000 views we're on pace for already before this video even goes live. So thank you guys so much. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Let us know what you want to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's video, maybe a 2K recap fully, like the top 8 recap. Touch on more things. Who knows? Maven, any final words?
You're all beautiful.
That means a lot coming from him. And it's a little bit creepy too.